How everybody? This is Cody, aka DFS Prodigy. We're here. We're talking about this 11 game NFL slate. We are in week 11. Before we get into always like before we definitely subscribe to Healthy and tells y'all no. Yeah, we have an 11 game slate. It's kind of interesting with some of the matchups. Some of these matchups are kind of all over the place. Personally, yeah, we had the Patriots and Jets. The Patriots won out. Stephon Diggs had a massive game. Fields looked good on the ground. Henderson looked great as well. But yeah, anyways, we have the 11 game slate, the major game at 8:30 a.m. Be ready to wake up for some Commanders at the Dolphins with Marcus Mariota. Um, and then what do we have? Yeah, the night game with the Lions and Eagles, and then the Cowboys and Raiders on Monday. Oof, my Dallas Cowboys, man, oh man. So, anyways, though, always like for me, definitely subscribe. That helps me out a ton of y'all know. And yeah, let's break it down with the quarterback. So Josh Allen. Definitely one of my favorite spin-ins of the slate. If I'm going to spin out for a quarterback, it will be Josh Allen here. Compared to Lamar Jackson, that's Cleveland and Mahomes against the Denver Broncos. I'm not really leaning towards them. I'm much like I said, just pay up for Josh Allen personally. You have Matthew Stafford right and a kind of a dead range. I mean, 26, 26, 27. He's had a few good games. Does this sustain though? That's the thing. So, and you have Baker Mayfield right here, but I'm much rather just drop down to Justin Herbert at 6'3" in a great spot against the Jaguars when Baker Mayfield's still without a couple weapons of his, but there's going to be pieces of his offense that I do want. Um, Bo Nix, I'm not really going to. I'm not going to Jordan Love too much, but he's certainly in the player pool. He's bound to bounce back. That's the thing. The bounce back matchup is certainly there for against the Giants. So. I do like Jordan Love, Caleb Williams, 5'9", certainly in play as well. Brock Purdy being back after injury, I'm not really going to here against Arizona. I'd kind of rather go to Jacoby Brissett on the opposite side at 4'9" against the San Fran defense. So I'm going to get a lot of Brissett, not going to lie. I do like him. Um, Jackson Dart, I mean, he's questionable, but it's going to be Jameis Winston at 4'6", who's going to be starting. Against the Packers, we know what we're getting out of Jameis Winston. He's going to sling it. He's going to sling it over the field. He's a fantasy galore where he's going to get you, he could get you 5 interceptions, but hey, he could get you also 5 touchdowns in the same game. Davis Mills, 4-5. I'm certainly looking at him against Tennessee. The Tennessee defense doesn't scare me one bit. But scrolling back up, JJ McCarthy, I know I'm kind of all over the place. But JJ McCarthy at 5-2 against Chicago and a great atmosphere. I like that a ton as well. So I'm going to be paying down for quarterback, I think. If I'm paying up, I'm going to Josh Allen or Justin Herbert. And if I'm paying down, you have a lot of options down here. Um, so let's go to running back. On the running back side, CMC 9,000, Bijan 8,300. I beat Bijan, man. He's got to score. He's got to score pretty soon, you would think. So 8-3 against Carolina, I think this is the spot for him. I like him over CMC, especially when I brought Purdy back. Josh Jacobs, though, I love at 7-8. I love him at 7-8. This is a smash spot for Josh Jacobs. A great spot for James Cook, too, at 7-3. I mean, the spin ups are spinning up, if that makes sense. I mean, there's just not a ton of value, I don't think, on this slate. I think it's opening up, though, but there's going to be a lot of pay ups. That's why I'd kind of rather just go down at quarterback and receiver and then pay up for running back like a Bijan or Josh Jacobs or James Cook. But um, looking at Kyron Williams, Rico Dowdle, I mean, Rico at 6'8". Good spot for him against Atlanta. I do like him. I'm already getting some of Rico Dowdle. Kyron Williams, no. Derrick Henry, 6'6" against the Cleveland rush defense. I'm not really getting to either. Judkins at 6'4", though, against Baltimore defense, I will be getting to. I do like that. Rashad White, it's hard to justify what to do with Rashad White. He's burned us these slates. But against the Buffalo run defense, this is another great spot with no Bucky. So at 6'2", I do like him. I do like Warren at 6'1". I think he's too cheap and what his role is. Jordan Mason and the Aaron Jones situation. I mean, I'd rather go to Aaron Jones at 5'5" if he's in, which he should be in. So I'd rather get to him than Jordan Mason. But all except 5'9", I mean, he looked great. He smashed against the Pittsburgh run defense, but I don't think this is it here. DeAndre Swift should be in line to play at 5'8". Mm. I'd rather go to Chase Brown at 5'7", who's had a couple good weeks against this Pittsburgh defense. I wouldn't mind playing Warren and Brown at the same line. Tyler Chasey, Woody Marks, 5'4". He's seeing okay attempts. It's just uh I do like it at 5'4". Who else do I want to highlight? Zach Charbonnet and Kenneth Walker. I don't know who to pick between those two. I mean, they have both been kind of up and down. That's been the gross thing. Tyler Algier coming off a great game, 2 touchdowns. We know what the upside is for Tyler Algier at 4.8. Yeah, if you want a value play at 4.8, I wouldn't mind going to him, but I want to play him and Bijan in the same lineup though. I'm not messing with the Arizona backfield. Yeah, let's go to receiver. So JSN Puka Chase. I love Chase at 8.5. I think he's my favorite spend up of the slate. Receiver wise, I like him over Puka and JSN and Rasheed Rice. Justin Jefferson though at 7.5. That's too cheap for Justin Jefferson, even with JJ McCarthy back there. So I do like him. Puka kind of been up and down. I'm not really getting him much. Other just go to Nico Collins at 6.7. I like McConkey at 6.5 in my Herbert stacks. I love T. Higgins at 6,000. I think he's way too cheap as well for what his role is now. There's no Marvin Harrison, so that's going to open up some value. So if we look at that value, let's go to Arizona. Michael Wilson and Greg Dortch are great options. I love Michael Wilson at 3. He's too cheap. Dortch is too cheap at 3.3. I even think Wheeler's going to see some run at only 3,000 as a bare minimum play. So you can get to some of these Arizona wideouts. So Zay Flowers at 6.4. No, Rome and Brian Thomas, I'm not really getting to. Again, we talked about T. Higgins. I love Higgins here. I'm not really getting to Sutton. Metcalf is kind of boomer bust. He's been awful. I like Jordan Addison, the big field, the big downfield threat. 11 targets. We like to see that. Wando, I do like at 5.5 as well. With my Jameis Winston stacks, Keenan Allen. Um, I'm much rather go to McConkey. Um, I'd much rather go to McConkey. Romeo Dobbs is kind of interesting as well at 5,000. I think he's in a bounce back spot as well. Jawan Jennings, if I want Brock Purdy back, you could certainly look at him. DJ Moore, Parker Washington, both are questionable. Um, so we need to watch that. Rashid Shaheed, not really getting to him. Quentin Johnston's questionable as well. We could have value with these LA Chargers wideouts, so we could be looking at Trey Harris. No, Brandon Ayuk, Slayton as believed could be out. Tez Johnson, with no Chris Godwin, I like him at four for 5. Um, Great play for him. Great play. Who else do I want to look at? Sterling Shepard, you can look at it too at 4.2. I think he's cheap as well. Kevin Austin, downfield threat, but I'm not really getting to him. He saw a bunch of targets though. Josh Taylor, 26 fantasy points, 5 for 6, 124 yards. I could look at that again. Trey Harris, like I said, at 3.3 with all the injuries on the team, if somebody's going to be ruled out, we can look at Trey Harris and the Dortch down here at 3.3. I do like. So let's wrap this up with tight end. So at the tight end spot, Trey McBride, I think is a smash play at 6.3. I like him a ton. George Kittle with Brock Purdy, I do like. Also, Travis Kelce, Gadsden isn't in line to play, so we just need to watch that injury though. But he should be real good to go. 4.6, another great play. Kate Otten at 4.2, I like him and Gadsden right here. Kyle Pitts, 4,000, I think is a great matchup as well. Musgrave at 3.7, I wouldn't mind going right back to him. And then who else? Oh, Dawson Knox with no Kincaid. I do like it. 3 for 4, 37 yards. He could be line for the end zone as well. Hawkinson is too cheap at 3,000. I want to be getting to some of him as well. You could look at Hawes at 2.8 if you don't think Dawson Knox will see them out or run. But anyways, that breaks on the site for us, Izzo. Thank you for tuning in. It's a great service today, everybody. Have a good one.